So I'm going to hand this over in just a minute to my colleague, but I just want to kind of go over, here's what we're going to do. So we've set up a sort of a scenario that we're going to walk through, a little business case. So what we're going to do is pull the information from our CRM system, our customer relationship management system, in and send it over to Slack so that the sales team can react on it. So some of the pain points in this example, so data entry is difficult, leads have been ignored, you know, the systems are not connected. We've got Salesforce, maybe we have SAP, so they're not talking to each other at the moment. What are we trying to achieve with this automation? No lead is lost. Leads are acted upon a lot faster. My customer gets a better experience because they get responded to faster. And then I have a shortened lead management and cycle time. And obviously, all because of this, all this can be enabled for a remote workforce. It's all cloud-based. The technology, everything we've looked at is all cloud-based. So there's no reason for anybody to be in the office if they don't need to be. So just an example, what does Workato do in this? As you'll see in just a minute, Workato is the backbone that's going to integrate all these things. So in our example, it's going to be Google Sheets as the CRM system. And then it's going to be Slack as the one that's going to communicate with the sales rep. There's lots of, if you go on in Workato, and we'll show you later, you can see all kinds of pre-built integrations. So they have pre-built integrations to Salesforce, to Workday, to Oracle, NetSuite, all kinds of stuff. So, and as Timothy will show you, you don't have to start from scratch in any of this. Okay, so we're going to start with the hands-on demo. So I'm going to stop the share. You pass it to you. Okay. So Timothy is going to take over.
Hi, everyone. Okay. So, thank you, Donald. So let's get our setup ready first. There's a few things that you need for the build your own. So first of all, you need your Slack window open. And you can go via slack.com, and then you can go ahead and launch yourself into Slack. Okay, so this is my Slack environment. You'll also need this link, which I've posted on the chat. And there you can open the Google Sheets. And you can go ahead and make copy of the Google Sheets to your own Google account. So that also makes you sign into Google, into your Gmail account. So there's also this link that we'll need further on later to add the bot to your Slack channel. So I'm going to go ahead and share this as well. So all in all, we need three things. We firstly need our Workato open. We also need our Slack account open, and we also need our Google Sheets. And once you make copy, you should see this Google Sheets screen, which kind of just looks like this. Okay, so whilst everyone's getting ready, I would just like to talk about what I really like about Workato, and it's the transparency of what you can already do within. So you can browse and see what the applications that you can already connect to. So instead of just seeing a lot of labels and not really knowing what you can do intuitively, what you can do is you can go and click on solutions and all apps. And within all apps, you can see a lot of different connectors, which is available day one when you use Vocado. So once you click on the connectors, you can also see a lot of community recipes here. And these are ready to go things that you can clone and you can modify, and it's very simple. We'll show you that after the build your own. And at the bottom, let me just click on this window. You can also see what you can do, side-by-side comparison of what you can do. So you can actually change the URL, or you can click on the bottom and switch on the connectors to see the triggers and actions you can do within Workato. So a recipe is what is a workflow in Workato, and each of these recipes, which are workflows, have a trigger and an action. So the trigger would determine what would start the workflow, and within each workflow, you can have actions of, for example, creating a record in NetSuite. So it could be a lead record in NetSuite, and what these, and within each action, within each workflow, you're not limited to just one action. So you can actually do cross-platform things, and it could be multiple platforms. So just to expand the scope of today, we're not just actually starting with Google Sheets and then sending a message in Slack. This is just like a small start, and a small start to your workflow where between sending the message to Slack, you could also create, for example, a lead record within NetSuite, or even attach a lead to an opportunity. So this is just to expand on the scope of today. You can also explore different combinations and connectors, and you can actually already have a good feel that what you want to do is doable in Workato without actually, first have to, contact. You could just take a look, and then you can be very comfortable that this can be done, and you know that this can be done. Okay, so that's enough of me talking. Let's actually start our build your own. So let's connect. Let's log into Workato. So you can, if you're on the main page, here, workato.com, and then on the top right, you can just press login. Once you press login, you can type your credentials here, and I'm connecting via Slack, so I'll just go ahead and log in with Slack. Sure, actually, it's fine. Yep. So once you're in Workato, everyone might see a different screen on the login, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you this link that you can click on, which is new recipes. But I could also show you how you navigate here, and it's not very difficult. But let me just, everyone can just come in and click this link, and we can be sure that we're in the same page, which is the build a new recipe page. And if you do want to navigate and be more familiar with the platform, you can click Workato, and then you can click recipes. And then within the recipe page, this is actually where you manage all your workflows, but you can go ahead and just click create a new recipe, or just click the link, and then you'll be there. So I'm gonna take you through this setup process, and it's extremely simple. We first start with creating the trigger, and then we create the action. So like what I showed you previously on the page where you do the comparison, this is what we're doing in the simplest case. So first we can click on the app here once everyone is on this window, and then we can just click Google Sheets. So once you click Google Sheets, you have a pop-up here which shows you what the different triggers are, and it's you just click on the one that we want is new and updated row in Sheets in My Drive, and we can go ahead and click that. Very simple. Okay, so once you click that, you can click next. Now you'll be in the screen where you can add connections, and you can give the connection a name. This is for your reference within Workato. So it could be any name. It could be my connection, my Google Sheets connection, or anything in particular that for your reference, this is this particular Google Sheet account. And after that, you can click link your account, and a new window will pop up. A new window will pop up, which would look like this. And then you can just click on your sign in Google account, or if you only have one account, you would be here. You'll be asked to sign into your Google account. And once you sign into the Google account, all you have to do is just click allow. Okay, and you're done. That's all you needed to do. But I'm sure you're probably already logged in because if you did the previous step of copying the Google Sheets, then you will already be logged in. Okay, so very simple. Now we are already connected to one system. Isn't that great? That only took 5 minutes probably. So, and then we can click next on top once we are connected. And once we're connected, if you've copied the sheet, then you will see the sheet on the drop down here. So I'm gonna have to copy the sheet again. And this one. So the link that I posted within Google Sheets, I can click make copy. And this will copy it into, unfortunately, my personal account. But we can also, let me just go back and connect to my personal account. So no need to do this. Link my account. Just have to connect again. Okay, no problem. And then here I can select my sheet, which is copy of my OP Workato new leads. So this is the sheet that you'll see. If you do have a global sheet that is shared, you can also use spreadsheet ID and type in the ID. The ID is actually the sheet URL on the top here. And so you're not actually limited to only using the sheets in your account. And you can copy this link if you want to. Yeah, and we'll just go ahead and actually click on the sheets. Okay. So within the sheet, you can actually see within the sheet field, you can actually see the sheet, different sheets of this spreadsheet. And we'll be using the first spreadsheet, which is workshop. And then we can click column to monitor, and the column to monitor is name. As I want a name, when the name is populated, then I already want to send a message to Slack. Okay. So just to go over again, the top we select the spreadsheet, which is in your Google account, which you've made copy of just now. Then you can select the worksheet workshop, and then you can click column to monitor as name. So what this will do, the trigger will send a poll to grab the new row, and I believe it's every 5 minutes. So once you're ready, you can click next. Okay, so this is our trigger setup. So we'll go ahead and type in workbot for Slack on this window on the action of your recipe. And on this, once you type in workbot for Slack, you should see the action on the bottom. There are a lot of actions you can do, as you can see on the bottom, and we'll be focusing on the simplest one, which is just post message. If you're interested, you can also go ahead and explore this on your own time later. And you can see that you can do attachments and buttons. So you can do some response. So after the message is sent, you can do, from Slack, you can do some responses, and you can change and add data or edit data, etc. So you can do some follow-up stuff. It's not just a notification. Okay, so once you click post message, you can click next. So now you will be in this place where we will, again, type in a connection name, and this could be anything. So it'd be my webinar Slack account. So for me, I'll type in this. This is just for your reference. And then on the bottom, you can just click link your account. Again, a window will pop up. And let me just show you the window. And on the Slack window, all you have to do is on the top right, you can select which workspace you're in. So I have more than one workspace, so there's a drop down for me. And this will add the workbot permission to your account. So you click workbot demo, one pack demo for me on the top right, and then you scroll down and you just click allow. Okay, And that's all you need to do to connect Slack to your system. Whoops, the window is closed. So all you need to do is just click allow, and then we're here where we can have connection success. And then we can just go ahead and on the top right, click next again. Okay, so we've set up the Slackbot to your Slack account. And now we need to configure the action. So we need to first select which channel our message is sent to, and everyone will have a general channel. So let's go ahead and post to general. So we'll click on the drop down, and then we can select from list. So once you're connected, all your different channels should be posted here. So we'll select general. And scroll down a little bit and you can see the message text field. So this is what we want to put in our message. And on the right, once you click on message text, on the right, you can see this app data box here. And this box is actually an overview of all of your data that you can take in your workflow. So if we expand on the new and updated row in Sheet in My Drive, we can see the different things here, which we call data pills. These data pills represent a set of data, which we're getting from in this case, Google Sheets. So we can grab the sheet name, and in cases, we can also grab the row numbers, and we can do some things like if there's an if else. So we want to act on every fifth row, for example, if there's some reason to do that. And if we wanted to do loops, you might want to control these via the row number. So scroll down a little bit more, we can see our column headers here. And within each column headers, next to it is the sample data from the first row. So we can see the name, company, email address, and contact number. So we can include these data into our message. So I'm just gonna go ahead and construct my message now, which is hi. And then I want to add the name. So I'm gonna click and drag. Okay, so I just scroll down to this columns bit. If it's hidden, you can expand it. And then I'm gonna click and drag this onto the message text. And this is how I've already done the mapping of the name of that row onto my message. Has just, so maybe I want to include the company. So hi, name from company has just been registered as a lead. Please contact them ASAP. Yeah. And then we can track the email address and on maybe the contact number. And then maybe some exclamation marks, obviously. So that's the flair we need. Okay, so this is, once you have typed in your message, you can just go and click finish on the top. Okay. And you've set up the recipe. So one last step before we really test this, we need to add the bot into our channel. So what we need to do is with this link that we have opened in the beginning, or I'm gonna also refresh ourselves with this link. We can click this link and we click add to Slack. Okay, so we need to add this to our Slack channel. Once you click add to Slack, you can see it's the same permission, and you can click allow. Okay. So once we've allowed that, then we have a lot of things we can do, but we can open back our Slack window. And we should have this launch already, but I've closed it by accident, I guess. Within this channel, so once we are in Slack, you're almost always in the general channel. And in the general channel, we want to add the bot. So we just add the bot, enter, and then it prompts you to invite them into the channel. So we just go invite to channel. Okay, so that's all we need to do. And now my bot is in the channel, and I can be sure of that because on the top right, I can see the bot. Just take a look maybe. So the bot is in this workspace and also in the channel. Let's just say hi. And actually it will talk back to me. So I'm sure it can talk in this channel right now because it's got back to me. Okay, so once we are here and we've added the bot to the channel, we can test the recipe. Everyone would have be seeing. So then you can click test recipe. And what this will do, it will submit a job and it will just execute once to see everything is running perfectly. And I should be getting a new message. Hi, Leo has from One Pacific has just been registered a lead. Please contact them ASAP. Okay, so this is the message that I got from running the workflow. And everyone should see either this or their own customized little beautiful message that they flagged. Oh, if you cannot follow the steps, don't worry. There's also a video that will be sent afterwards and you can go through that again. Or if you're like me, you can also take this link and we'll show you the second part of Workato, which is the recipes which you can clone and configure. So there's also this link, and this is the, I won't say, this is something that our colleague Leo has built. It's once you click on this link, you'll be brought to this screen. So this is a recipe that he's sharing kindly. And what you can do is, if you wanted to use these recipes and many recipes available in the community library and you want to clone it and modify it, all you have to do is click the top right, use this recipe. And with this, use this recipe, it'll ask you for configurations. In this case, we've already done it. And all we have to do then is click next.
So it creates a copy for you. You're not using that
exactly. This is a copy of the recipe. And
you can modify it.
Yeah, you can modify as much as you want and make it so that it's your business process. And all you had to do was click use this recipe, you click next, and there this is in your system, pretty much. And go ahead and then you can modify it. So if in case where in the previous you weren't able to configure the action, don't worry, you can click this link, click use recipe, and here we are at the same point pretty much of this previous 20 minutes. Now you can pat yourself on the back because you've just made integration happen. Isn't that amazing? In the last 20 minutes, you've just integrated two systems. So that's all the hands-on you need to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and just show you additional stuff because this is awesome, I guess. So on the top, you can click on Community Library. This is the place where you can already kickstart whatever you're trying to do with something that someone has already, someone kindly has already done in the public directory. And on the top here in the Community Library, this is also for you to explore what is possible and what is already been done. So for example, we understand that most companies might be doing specialized tools for within their departments. And for example, if you require a sales system, you might use Salesforce. And if you are using an HR system, you might use Workday. However, there's one way of bringing them together, and that's where Workato will shine. So if you're having trouble within your company, maybe that you're trying to cross the cross-department bridge, this is one of the ways to do it. And you can explore here. So in this case, for example, we click on this recipe, which is will connect Salesforce with NetSuite. You can see that when an update account appears in Salesforce, it will search for customers in NetSuite. It can do if conditions. So you can first search for if it's in NetSuite, and if it isn't, we create the customer. If it is in NetSuite, then we update the customer. And if you wanted to use this, again, all you have to do is you click use this recipe. it'll clone this recipe into your system, and then you can do modifications to your heart's content. And the cloning is a copy into your system, so you can, it won't change this in the public directory, and you can do whatever you want, pretty much.
You got the dashboard? Can you see if you have multiple
yeah.
recipes? Can you monitor those?
Yes. So if you have multiple recipes, you can also click on the dashboard on top, and you can see there's 0 errors. You can see the performance and how much you're using the system currently. You can see how many accounts you're being connected right now. If in cases where you also, okay, so let's actually jump back, and I'll just quickly also show you that it's cross-platform, multiple platforms in one workflow. And I think this is, this might be something that is not common. And so within our sheet, our workflow just now, we can see that there's a plus icon on the bottom. When we click this, we can do a lot of things. We can do different actions, multiple steps of actions. We can connect it, say, to NetSuite, and let me just quickly show you what it can do. So say we create a standard record in, create a customer record, and this lead is converted, let's say. And then we can just link the account in like the previous manner. We can link it to NetSuite. And then after we link it to NetSuite, we can say, actually this can't create a customer, but I just want to use this to illustrate. Within your NetSuite account, you might have a lot of custom fields. And the cool thing about Workato is it will already source these fields, custom fields, into Workato. So whenever you have a new field, you don't need to build a new integration. All you have to do is just come here, and then you can see that it's already populated here. The other thing is within your NetSuite account, you have also the standard fields, and you can do the mapping like previously. So say I wanted to add the company ID of, say, this case, and I will just have to click the optional fields. I click this. This is what I want to enter, right? So you can also already see it sourced the company from the previous data bill in my Google Sheet. So if I click this, then it will take the Google Sheet column, which is the company column, and then it will populate in the company ID within NetSuite. So this is a drag and drop process, and there's no coding, 0 coding required. All you have to do is just drag this, and then we're there already. If I wanted to map more fields, then I'll just click more. And these would be the standard NetSuite fields. In my case, this is a case record. So this is the additional stuff that you can do within NetSuite, which is available day one. Once you set up the connection, you can just simply create records, and you can create lead records. And in our case, the lead record would make sense. So we could create the lead record first and then send a message to Slack that it was actually registered in our system as well. And this can be cross-platform. So it'd be Google Sheets, NetSuite plus Slack plus Salesforce, say, and it can be, everything can be in the same workflow. And you can design this to fit your business process. So this is what you can do. And the build your own is over. And I've shown you what I think will benefit you in your business. So I'm gonna jump back and show, Donald can take over. Sorry, bad at segue. All right, so I'll stop sharing my screen.
Thanks, Timothy.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just finish it off here. So hopefully everyone had a chance to play around with it and to create a recipe. So it is pretty simple, but there's a lot you can do with it. I said it can handle large volumes of data. We just touched the surface. You can get quite complex with your business rules if you want to. We always recommend starting out, simple. I mean, if you're not familiar with us, so One Pacific, just a few words. So we focus on cloud solutions for businesses, but we also focus heavily on understanding our client's business model. And when we do work, we want to add value as we go along. We've been in Hong Kong a while. We're Asia-based, yet we support clients and their offices around the world. So key solutions we work with, obviously, are Workato for enterprise resource planning. We do a lot of work with NetSuite, and then for RPA, we have a focus now on UiPath. But Workato, so we have several projects that we've done so far and found it to be a fantastic tool. We finished things in a fraction of the time that we would using a normal approach. So that's really why we wanted to share that with you guys today and give you a chance to see how it works and hopefully give you a chance to kind of think about how it might work in your business. You want to do a little Q&A or what's the? Yeah. So how do you do that, via chat? Or do you want to open it up? So we can take some.
I'm looking, but we don't really receive any questions.
So I received a question from Brandon, which is, what about automation?
Oh, you want to talk about it? Okay.
Sorry, I was talking without the mic. So I received a question from Brandon. What about automation within an app and platform? Yes, the trigger and action could be on the same platform. So you could use this as a design of the workflow for your own system, and within that system, you can design a workflow which might previously not be accessible. So if you wanted to do some Salesforce trigger and then afterwards some Salesforce action, you could do that. Within NetSuite, you can also do that. So it could, when say customer records created, then you could create opportunities for that. So that's also possible.
What about with external systems? So as long as you have the credentials to log in, so if you had a partner system or vendor or customer, you could do that as well, right?
Yeah, so within external systems, you can also do that. So what's OnePack's relationship and role with Vocado?
Oh, so Brandon keeps asking questions. So we're a solution provider partner for Workato. So we work closely with them. We've started off originally working with clients with NetSuite, so using Workato to connect things, and now we're doing work with them for, it doesn't have to be NetSuite, so it's really anything. So we connect, we use it as a platform for connections. What we found when we talk to clients about Workato is, so there's a platform and then you build the recipes on top of it. So the more recipes you build, the lower the cost per recipe. So, and then the higher the value, because you start to automate your workflow. And that leads into another couple of things. So I just talk about a checklist, because there is, for any size company, and particularly the larger you get, you really want to think about the process first. So we talked about some of the examples earlier about being holistic and looking at the whole thing. So really understand what the process is you want to automate. Think about the planned workflow, what data is required, what systems need to be connected, and who the users are that are involved. And then you can come up with basically a business case or some value around it. That'll help drive the automation. One of the things that is really, really nice about tools like this is you can do very quick pilots, right? So if I'm putting in a large ERP system, it's hard to do a quick pilot. But with tools like Workato and similar ones, I can come up with a workflow and I can pilot very quickly. I understand how the system works. I understand how my users, my team members are impacted. And then you can really take it to the next level. So that's one of the things we enjoy with this is we can work with clients on quick pilots and get things set up, teach you how to use it, and then we can help set up the workflows and integration and some of the business process work around it. So we're happy to help with that. So sort of a lead into that. So, contact us give us a call or email, and we're happy to talk about some ideas around automation in your organization. So we're happy to run a workshop. These are really interesting, really fun. So we come in, we try to understand what your business model is, give you some advice on where you might get some value around automation, get your feedback because you know your business the best. And then we can come up with some suggestions for you. And then for Workato right now, if you want to give it a try, Workato is making available for a free trial so we can get it set up for you, registered, and then we can help you do a quick workflow if you want. So think about what we've done today, but I'd say take it up a couple of levels if we're going to do a quick pilot, and then we can help you get things connected, show you how to do some of the more advanced stuff that Timothy showed, and then away you go. So just give us a call, email us or contact us, and we can help you get that set up if you're interested in exploring more. If you just want to know more about the tool in general, again, let us know. We're happy to either do a Zoom meeting or an in-person meeting and provide more detail on how these things work and give you some examples of where other clients have seen some value from them. think that's any more questions?
I'll just like to add that one of the charms about the Workato is that you can have one workflow and you can have multiple systems, multiple departments into one integrated workflow. And this is something you can think about. And again, going back to the website, you can go check out the community recipes, give yourself a look and feel and see what is already available. And if you're in the free trial, obviously try that as well, link your accounts and, you know, take a look at the community recipes, and it will surprise you. It might surprise you what you can already achieve with multiple systems in the same platform.